Welcome to day 4 of my 2025 Norwegian Prima cruise. Now, this was a port day and we were in beautiful Honduras, but I've been there many, many times and unfortunately had some work that I absolutely had to do. Because of this, my sweetie and I decided to have a super late night the night before. We slept in and decided to try the Surfside Grill and Cafe, which, if you know, it is a very small buffet area that's on board the Norwegian Prima. Now, the reviews that I've heard about Norwegian Prima's buffet have been quite mixed. Some people really like it and some people don't. But I was pleasantly surprised at not only the space, but also the selection. Yes, this is an incredibly small buffet, especially for a cruise ship. But I will give Norwegian a lot of credit. The selection was pretty decent, all in all, given the tight space. I like that they offered chicken and waffles, as well as a lot of menu items that you would see at other cruise line buffets. I also love that NCL, like Royal, takes hand washing and hand sanitizing very seriously. Now, I opted for some pizza and fish, and my sweetie got the chicken and waffles, which she said were really, really good. I actually love that the pizza is served on focaccia bread because I love focaccia bread. And I really just wanted to take in the beautiful sights of Honduras before I had to go back to my cabin and work, even if that meant I just had to look at it from the ship. My bestie had a delicious looking plate. I was so envious. And I have to tell you, the desserts were fantastic. We had some wonderful key lime pie, and as you can see here, some flan as well. Now, I did have to work in my cabin for several hours, but afterward, I decided I was going to go up to the observation lounge and just enjoy the little bit of free time that I had left, because I was in my cabin for quite a long time. And as much as I hate to work on my vacation, I have to remind myself that my work is what pays for these vacations. So I really can't complain because after work, this was absolutely a beautiful location to go to. I've mentioned in other videos that I just really love the observation spaces on NCL ships. And it was nice to meet up with my bestie and my good friend Keith and just enjoy that area for a little bit. Now, I was on the Norwegian Prima last year, and I did not visit the observation deck, and I did not visit the Galaxy Pavilion. I think in large part, I missed a lot of the ship because I spent so much time in the Haven. So I was actually very excited to finally go into the Galaxy Pavilion and spend some time in there. And I have to tell you, although I think Galaxy Pavilion will mostly appeal to kids and teenagers, I actually had a lot of fun myself while I was there. Now, to be fair, when I visited, it was a port day. There were still a lot of people off the ship and in Roatan. So I imagine that this space probably gets pretty crowded when everybody is back on the ship, but it was super, super cool. I love the bright lights, and I actually liked the video game selection. For some reason, I thought this space only had VR games, and I was really relieved to see that they had just other games as well. Particularly Mario Kart, which is a personal favorite of mine. Now, this guy with his baby playing this gun game made me laugh so hard. It was honestly quite the juxtaposition to see, but I totally stand. I love to see somebody taking care of their kid and still managing to have a good time. And being a girl from Texas, that seemed like a very Texas thing, you know? I know that a lot of people have criticized NCL Galaxy Pavilion areas, saying that the rides were frequently out of order, but it looked like when I visited that most, if not all, of the attractions were functioning. Now, my bestie and I got ourselves a good game of Mario Kart, had to play it, had to. And my sweetie and my brother-in-law played some sort of racing game that they just really loved. Now, I wasted $2.17 on this stupid machine before going down to the beauty store and just looking at what kind of selection that they had. I didn't need anything, but you know what? I found that they had some of my favorite body wash right here. And I have to tell you, this lovely woman named Amanda from Zimbabwe was a huge help. Special shout out to her for just being wonderful. Probably against our better judgment, my sweetie and I did manage to go to the casino where I found a machine that I thought he would be successful on. And guys, I clocked it. I picked the perfect machine for him because he won. And unlike the day before, we were smart enough to cash out this time. We all met up at the Belvedere bar before it was time for us to go to dinner in the Commodore room. Now, again, I've said it in another video, but I don't know who's running the Commodore room, but oh my God, the service is so good there. Now, because my good friend Courtney had an excursion that day that was pretty early, she decided to skip dinner, but the rest of us went. And guys, I love the Norwegian Prima. I know it's a controversial ship, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. I realize that it's a deviation from the traditional NCL look, but we love it. I started off with some French onion soup that was super good, and my sweetie got these Asian pot stickers that he really loved. I also got some sort of Thai noodle salad, and it was okay. For my main course, I had lemon pepper shrimp with some orzo. It was fantastic. Honestly, I was surprised at just how great it was. And for dessert, I had this cannoli, which was really, really good. Not my favorite dessert, but still very, very good. Now, my sweetie told me he was going back to the cabin, but after I left, I spotted him in the casino again. I decided to go to the whiskey bar and just have a drink with my bestie. There was some live music playing below, and we could hear it, and it was really, really nice. I personally love the atrium on this ship. Now, we ended the night at an 80s party at the Prima Theater. Now, I want to bring up that last year when I was on the Prima, they didn't have the entertainment that they have this year. I am so happy to report that the entertainment is majorly improved. I am a big fan of Carnival 80s parties, and honestly, I just absolutely have the best time ever on them, but it was nice to experience NCL's version. We had a great time, and it was a great way to end the day.